Hello everyone, welcome to Sideshow Live. We're back again with a third show today. And you know, third time's the charm or something, they say like that. We're gonna go with that. Anyway, we have an awesome show planned for you today with a special guest, Miss Vanessa Marshall. Hi! Hey everyone, this is your first time in the Sideshow studio.
Yes, I'm in heaven.
It's so cool.
I love it.
I know.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Your face was like a child in
like a child. Christmas morning.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
It's just like wow, everything.
Yeah.
And yes, and you have a very cool job yourself where you've basically been a voice of almost every character that we've done.
Many of them. Yes.
There's Wonder Woman, Black Canary, Gamora, and of course Hera from Star Wars Rebels. This is not an announcement of a Hera figure, by the way. I need to make that clear before that rumor starts.
And the Poison Ivy and
Mary Jane Watson. Oh my gosh,
the Mary Jane figure. What?
You had that?
I know.
I love it. So how does it feel to basically be like Queen of the Geeks? You cover kind of all of the major.
It's like a dream come true.
That's awesome.
Every day.
That was like how we met too. I was like,
That's
my gosh, we're both geeks about the same stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah. We met through a mutual friend.
We did.
And then I don't even talk to them anymore.
I don't either. I was like, I talked to you. We were like, hey, is it cool if we just adopt each other?
Yeah. I don't know that he didn't really.
He doesn't get it.
No.
It's
God
just
bless.
not. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But not part of the world.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk Star Wars first. But again, we have fan questions that should be coming in for Vanessa. So any questions you have, I have the iPad so we can ask fan questions as well. But first we're going to talk a little bit of Star Wars.
Great.
So you were, before you became the kind of the voice of this rebellious pilot of the Ghost, you were a Star Wars fan first.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
what about Star Wars spoke to you?
Well, I am a writer in addition to doing voiceover, and I love Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey, and to watch Luke Skywalker, even at a very young age, I think on sort of a primal level, I just crave a good story, and to me, the Star Wars saga is the best ever told, and it just works for me on every level. When Luke Skywalker rises to the occasion and challenges himself for the greater good, to me that is just momentous. And then as the films went on, as he continued to make those choices, and the finding out that Darth Vader is his father. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the films. And then ultimately sort of choosing death over going to the dark side and redeeming his father. To me, it's just the height of nobility, and I love the idea of balance in the Force, and that through each film it sort of ebbs and flows, and as it does in life. I just nerd out to no end.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
It's weird. I was having a phone conversation last night about like the moment Luke Skywalker throws down his lightsaber in Return of the Jedi, and
yes.
like, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. Like they're
epic.
I use the word like height of nobility as well, like the phrase,
exactly.
and because that is exactly what it is. And to hear you say that too, I'm like, yes, I feel so justified in my argument. Like,
yeah, and I don't, it's interesting. People say like, oh, female characters, male characters. I think it's a universal human experience, whether Luke Skywalker was male or female.
Right.
I think we all have that sort of call to duty, or however you want to phrase it. But there are many other characters that I love who are female in the Star Wars universe, but that one in particular really stuck with me, and I think a lot of women feel the same way because it's not gender-based, it's about the human experience.
Exactly.
Really. Yeah.
I actually felt that way about all three of the main characters in the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like even Han Solo,
Yeah.
he could have been a woman. Like someone who just made different choices than the path that was set out for them, and then wound up in a life they didn't plan, and then having to come back from that and redeem themselves in a different way. Like that doesn't have to be a male character. That could absolutely have been a woman.
I think that's how we all relate to it. Yeah. So.
And I think that's the beauty of Star Wars as well, is that it does, like, they're all written as human.
Yes.
They're all written as people.
Yeah, they're great characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character?
Well, Chewbacca was my first figure that I ever got. And so I just have a soft spot for Chewie. And I met Peter Mayhew at Star Wars Celebration, at Star Wars Weekends rather. We were down there. I could not even speak English at all. I couldn't. Well, because if you look in his eyes, it's
He's
Chewie.
Chewie.
He's Chewie.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
And so I would look at him and I go, me, meh. You know, I just, and he probably thought I was really rude, or like, well, why won't she say hello? It's because I literally couldn't speak. But I have a soft spot for Chewie.
When I met him, I couldn't stop crying.
Okay. Thank you.
Like I was that weird person who just couldn't stop crying because he shook my hand, and because he's a taller and larger human, I felt his hand like wrap around mine the way like a child, like it reminded me of being a child. Exactly. Like when you hold an adult's hand. Yeah. And I was like, I'm holding a Wookiee's hand, and I couldn't stop crying. He
could not have been more kind. He's a lovely person.
He's so amazing.
You know, if there's a female character that I love, I would say Asajj Ventress. As I love her arc, I love where she. Well, I don't love where she ends up in the book because it breaks my heart. Yeah. But you'll have to read that.
Yes, I've read.
But I just her journey from being with Dooku and then being sort of mercenary and then ending up with Snips. To me, I want to see more of her always. Love her.
Love her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. We already have a ton of questions coming in for you. So some of these first ones are Star Wars.
Okay.
So Justin wants to know, so do you think that Rebels will finally... Rebels did end, Justin. I don't understand this question. It says, do you think Rebels will finally end it all with a female lead? Because now I do. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, Justin.
Justin, Rebels did end. Can you clarify your question, please? Jasmine Edwards would like to know what was the hardest voice for you to create, and or which voice was the furthest from your natural voice?
I did a video game a long time ago called Dune, and Dune had a narrator, and that was very much like my own voice. And at the end of it, I overheard the guys saying, like, well, where are we going to find a man who can do this voice, blah, blah, blah. And I asked them, I said, well, what is it? And they explained it to me, and it sounded sort of like a Jabba the Hutt type of character. And I didn't do Jabba.
But I did talk like this, and I said, would he sound like this?
They were like, whoa! And they said, get her a microphone!
Oh my God!
So I was supposed to leave, and then I ended up staying for like 2 or 3 more hours, and they were like, wow, no woman should create that sound. That's fantastic.
Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean...
I agreed with them wholeheartedly, and I said, it's not like I go down the supermarket
and you're like,
yeah.
Get me that Oreo.
Wow.
I never bust that voice out, literally, ever, but that was one time when it was a perfect fit.
Wow. That's
never again.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Wow. Kira wants to know, she says, Vanessa, you've voiced a lot of very powerful women. How have the women that you have voiced inspired you?
Oh man, every day, honestly, I ask myself, it's like some people have bracelets, what would Jesus do? I have like, what would Wonder Woman do? What would Hera do? What would Black Widow do? Yeah. I just sort of go through the Rolodex of female icons and sort of consider their ethics and their physical strength. Whenever I don't want to go to the gym, I'm like, what would Gamora do? Gamora would already have gone to the gym. So, and I just say, let's go.
Gamora would be on like round 3 by now.
Yeah, man, she's already slaughtered, Anyway, but they inspire me every day to just, get out of bed and do the right thing.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Vanessa, have you ever used your voice skills to trick people into thinking you were someone else?
Long time ago, I can remember with kids in my neighborhood, we would do crank calls, I guess. Crank calls or prank calls?
I always called them crank calls, but I think that's a generational thing because younger people call them prank calls.
I do feel bad. I'll apologize in case this person is watching. But I did call someone and say that I was so-and-so from Lucky Supermarket. And that
Lucky Supermarket?
Yeah, that they had just... I know, that's how old it was.
I know.
And I said, you've just won a turkey and a baster and stuffing and a full Thanksgiving meal, but all you have to do is come on down to Lucky and claim it. And this person was so excited. I'm so sorry. I really apologize. I don't know what we were laughing, but so that was not a kind thing to do. See, Wonder Woman wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
No.
But yeah, unfortunately, but not in recent years.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like dating someone and then I call and be like, hello, as
Hey.
someone else. Are
Yeah.
you free? No.
So John says, first off, he's such a massive fan.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
How do you find the voices for the characters?
That's a great question.
It is.
I do a lot of research. I own a number of books on the topic of Lucasfilm stories, Marvel, DC. I collect things, so I go deep into research.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look at the specifics of the scene and sort of what needs to happen. And when one gets an audition, you have to sort of create a soundscape that shows the casting director that you have range.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of fits into it as well. And I kind of learn what is important to that character in that moment, what the stakes are, and then sort of locate that in my body and then forget everything I just said and go in and wing it and see what happens, and then just sort of trust that that's what's meant to be.
And is it different when you have like a character that's been done several times before, like a Wonder Woman
Yes.
or a Black Canary, versus doing someone like Hera, who you basically got to create?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's part of my research also, is to hear what other versions of her exist and how mine might live outside of that. Luckily, I think everyone's voice is completely unique, so it's possible to just carve out a whole new space in which that character can live. So, yeah, but that's basically what I do, is a ton of research and then sort of let it fly.
That's awesome. Knights of Ren would like to know, what Star Wars character would you want to spend the day with?
Gosh, probably Asajj.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asajj Ventress. She's just so cool.
For me, it'd be Ahsoka. I'm like way on the snip side.
I couldn't breathe. I wouldn't be able to breathe. I wouldn't. When I met Ashley for the first time, I wept like a newborn, like ugly cry. Wept. Yeah, I couldn't help it.
Oh.
I would too fangirl out with Ahsoka. I'd want to know everything about Asajj.
Yeah.
Her sister, the Night Sisters. I would go in and be
That's
like, blah, blah,
awesome.
blah, blah. I would learn everything I could about her, and yeah,
Wow.
I really like her a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think I could function near Asajj. I think I would cease to exist if I met Ahsoka. I don't know. I would just be a puddle on the ground.
Opposite, because
Really?
I feel like I could have a conversation with Ahsoka, and she and I would like hang out, and everything would be cool. But if I met Asajj, I think I'd freeze in my steps and just be like, "You have had such a crazy life, and oh my God, you're so amazing." But Ahsoka, I could be like, "You're so amazing. Let's be besties."
I would fangirl out. I would totally fangirl and forget what I was even saying.
That's amazing.
I love Ahsoka.
Wow, okay. If you lived in the Star Wars universe, what would you be, a Sith or a Jedi? And describe your ideal lightsaber.
Ooh la la, ça sent. Yeah, I would probably be a Jedi. And my lightsaber, I might go with a light blue.
Like the...
Kind of like this color
Or like
here.
your eyes.
Yeah, or my
No,
eyeballs.
they would match your eyes.
Yeah, I might go. I don't know. We'd have to find the right kyber crystal to.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would pursue the Jedi path. Nothing against the Sith, but
Yeah.
yeah.
They're just two sides of a, like, it's...
Sure, I get it. And they're
like a
make
one
sense.
bad day type thing. Like,
Yep.
you can make different choices and become either one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So moving forward, because now we know things, because Hera exists beyond just what you voiced in Rebels. She
Right.
now has been in like Forces of Destiny,
Yeah.
and the comic books,
And
she's-
Lego Star Wars.
and Lego
too.
Star Wars. She's
Yeah.
been all over the place. What are your hopes for Hera and the rest of the crew of the Ghost?
Wow, I would love for them to find out where Ezra went. I hope we get to see Sabine and Ahsoka find Ezra, and I'd love to see what happens with Hera's son, Jason. I do hope that at some point that'll live in some form, whether it's a comic book or
a novel,
or
those
somewhere.
Star Wars novels are so good.
They're
now.
fantastic.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm very curious.
And now we know that, like,
it ended, Justin, but it did have sort of an open
Right.
ending in the epilogue.
yeah,
Spoiler alert: I have a baby.
Uh,
I mean, Hera
Hera has a
child.
baby.
I have a baby.
But we know things like Hera made it to Endor as well, so she's and then even in Rogue One, you hear like them calling General Syndulla, so you know that she
survived.
She survived, and there's so many things about her that, like, I just want them to tell us all of it.
Yes, who knows? Anything is possible. So I have high hopes for that. Definitely.
That's amazing. Joe says, if Hera and Gamora got into an argument, how long would it be before you lost your voice?
Yeah, here's my theory. People often ask if two of your characters fought, who would win and why. And I always thought Hera and Gamora would start out in a battle stance, but I think they would talk it out civilly. I don't think either one of them would lose their voice. I think they would probably go grab lunch and end up being very close. Because I think at the end of the day, they're on the same page. She was taken by Thanos and trained to be this warrior, and at least in the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon that I did, she was redeeming herself for her past crimes. So I think she has a soft heart and finds herself in a new family, which is her crew, and likewise, so does Hera.
Yeah.
And so I think they would actually get along. If they fought other people, Hera would probably lose her voice before Gamora did. Yeah. I mean, if they joined forces. But then, she can fly really well, so she doesn't really need to speak on or scream on the comm.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple short video breaks, and our first one has just come up. So when we come back, we will be talking more with Vanessa Marshall. You guys are watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
Yay.
Welcome back to Sideshow Live. We're still here with Vanessa Marshall, and I've mentioned that she's done a lot of characters in the DC universe, but for example, right here we have Wonder Woman.
What?
So we want to talk to you a little bit about Wonder Woman. The version that you've done Flashpoint and Crisis
on Two Earths.
Yeah, so it's kind of different versions of Wonder Woman than we're normally used to. What is that like to bring to have to, because you said you deep dive into research.
Definitely.
So is it different researching these different timelines and knowing that your character...
Well, that one I basically used the script as my guide.
Okay.
And of course, I had the Underoos as a child. And, my mom, ironically, her name's Joan Van Ark. She was on Knots Landing, and she actually was on an episode of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's amazing.
Worth the Google for the outfit alone.
That's amazing.
And the ironic twist is that Gary Ewing, her husband in Knots Landing in Dallas, is in the Wonder Woman episode, and they're both wearing like silver white spandex unitards that amaze. It's like Siegfried and Roy. It's so awesome. You must Google it. But but anyway, so my mom had been on the show, and I had sort of my experience of the television world version, as well as all my research in my books at home. But dealing very specifically with Crisis on Two Earths. It's sort of like opposite day, if you will, and then in Flashpoint Paradox, because of what Flash goes through, it's very
a whole
opposite.
different timeline.
Completely different, and it sort of was like nothing you had ever seen, and it was almost disturbing.
Yeah,
because she represents so many, again, noble traits that I admire so much that it didn't make any sense. Like, it was almost as if I weren't playing Wonder Woman. But that was what was interesting about it, was the challenge to create someone who is equally bad as she is good, if the premise is that it's opposite day.
Right.
So it was a unique challenge. Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just really quickly, this is the Hot Toys Wonder Woman in her training armor, 6-scale figure.
Ooh.
And during Spooktacular, she ships free to everywhere in the globe.
What?
So everywhere that we ship in the globe, just head on over to side.show/training armor.
That's amazing.
And you guys are going to want to get her because she is fabulous.
Wow.
And now more questions.
Okay, then. Love it.
Do you think that Wonder Woman's gauntlets can protect her against a lightsaber?
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
But
I'm not
lightsabers
sure. That's a
can-
great question.
But lightsabers can cut through anything in the galaxy except for those two things. One's the horn of that creature that lives on... Yeah. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Well, if they were just metal bracelets,
But
I would
not.
say forget it.
Yeah.
The one unknown is exactly what makes them so powerful.
Exactly. And the
I don't
exact
know.
thing that makes us question if a lightsaber could cut through them.
Yeah. We'll have to think about that
All
one.
right. Paul would like to know, Vanessa, do you remember your favorite Halloween costume from when you were a kid?
I don't remember from when I was a kid, but I did have a funny one a few years ago. And I wore a beard and a slip, and I was a Freudian slip.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was a good
That's
standby,
so
but
good.
you have to have a beard lying around.
Yeah, you do have
so
to. I mean,
it's not as easy as you might think.
I feel like though a lot of people do have beards, especially in our audience because we go to conventions. We do cosplay,
No,
yeah, so
I've got lots of headgear.
Yeah.
Lots of cosplay items to choose from. But I'm trying to think. I know as a kid I was in a play called The Jungle Book, and I played Kaa the snake. And I think one year I busted out the headdress for Kaa the snake, and it made it difficult to eat the candy, or to be heard by my friends nearby. But it was a big, huge cobra headdress.
That's amazing.
It was pretty impressive.
That's, oh my gosh, so cool. The cat meows a lot would like to know.
Hey, nice.
It just says, what actor or actress would you like to work with again?
Oh, that's a great question.
You work with so many amazing people, but as well.
I think. You know who is a hoot to work with is Pam Adlon. Her show Better Things.
I love that show.
Yeah, she is hilarious. She just lights up the room, and I'm so happy for her success. I've known her for years. I've known her since King the Hill began.
Oh my
years
God.
ago. She played Bobby on King the Hill.
Which I never knew was a woman
Yeah.
until I was well into my adulthood, and then was like, wait, Bobby's a woman?
Yes,
Crazy.
yes,
That's awesome.
and one of the coolest women ever.
Right.
And yeah, she came on, and she just makes everyone relax. She's lovely. But there are a number of people that I've worked with who've been exceptional. I mean, Dave Filoni, as far as directors, I learned so much from him as well. But yeah, Pam's just a hoot.
That's awesome. So Jordan says, Vanessa, if you could direct a Star Wars movies or series, what would that series be about? Boba. I was like, please. Oh,
I know. I
Jon
heard
Favreau.
I know. I heard. Well, no.
I mean, that's
I heard,
Mandalorian.
Yeah, but the Boba thing is not happening.
I know.
But I have so many questions about Boba. Again, another mercenary character. I would love to know more about.
You know who
Boba. I'm a huge Mandalorian fan. Yeah.
I love the bounty hunters as well. My big thing now, since Solo came out,
Yeah.
is I need to know way more about Aura Singh and
Yes.
what the deal with
How
her.
cool is she?
Yeah, and what the deal with her and Lando was, that
Right.
Lando's thanking Beckett for
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, story,
Yeah.
backstory.
Yeah.
Give me more of this.
Yeah.
So I want to know all of that.
I just have so many unanswered questions. Once again, I'm noticing a pattern here between Asajj and the Boba storylines that I want to know what makes them tick. Like, I know they go for the highest bidder,
Right.
obviously, but still, to be that independent is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's asking since you're a writer, if you've ever written any fan fiction of your characters.
No, only the one where Hera and Gamora get in a fight and then end up being besties instead of fighting.
That's a good one.
That's my hopeful prayer for all women and the human race.
That's a good one. Also,
that we may begin to argue, but then we actually meet in the middle, and maybe we dine and we're friends, and we can all.
And this can actually happen under the umbrella of Disney.
There you go.
They're all in the
See?
same universe
Yeah,
now.
that's just true.
right?
Absolutely.
Ronan says, "What is your favorite Star Wars movie and why?"
I love Empire. I love Empire from beginning to end. It's funny, when I was much younger, I loved Return of the Jedi, but as I got older, Empire, I know.
No, that's my story too. Return,
oh, really?
Return was my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the line it evolved
became
into
Empire.
Yep, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure where it happened.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line it evolved into Empire.
It was ruined for me when I went to see it in the theater. I didn't get into the first screening, but I was waiting in line, and as the people came out, they were like, "It's his father."
You had the
really, which I thought was so ridiculous. Yeah. I was like, "Shut up!" But
they made that joke on The Simpsons, though. There's that Simpsons joke. So that happened to you.
Yeah, it did happen to me. Yeah, but I didn't realize that it was actually happening because I thought that was ridiculous. But then when I saw it happen in the movie, I was like, "That guy's a jerk."
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That's like a real life troll. Like that was like last generation's trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
People who did stuff like that.
They did it live in the movie line. Yeah, but anyway, I just find that movie wholly satisfying from beginning to end. Oh. You get to learn so much more about the characters. I love you. I know. It's just good times. Yeah.
Wow, there's like so many questions coming in.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you guys in the audience for being so awesome and asking Vanessa all the questions. I will try and get through as many as I possibly can, I promise.
I'll try and keep my answers brief.
Someone's asking if you like Star Trek as well.
Sure. Again, I said I like a great story.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be...
And they're asking what position you would have on a Starfleet ship.
No, now you've lost me. I don't know. The one closest to the kitchen. The galley. I don't know. I'd probably be in the galley like, "Hey, how you doing?" That's a coffee, not a...
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
What character that you voiced do you relate to the most, and why?
I think Hera. Because obviously her race is Twi'lek. She's not a human being.
Yeah.
But...
she says Twi'lek, haha.
Well, Lucas said it's Twee or Twy, depending on where you're from.
Oh!
They're both right.
Awesome!
I know. So we can all rest...
Yeah. That just solves you just solved like an office argument.
Yeah, no.
That happens all the time.
Well, because we were having it on the set, and Dave said, "Oh no, George says it's Twee and Twi'lek, but it depends on where you were raised in the galaxy."
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So
yes, everybody's right. Okay.
Everybody's right. But although she's a Twi'lek, she's not a Jedi. Mm-hmm. She's not a superhero. Wonder Woman I relate to, like the highest version of me I would hope would be like her, but Hera is accessible to me. I could be, I don't fly any planes or anything like that, although my dad is a pilot, but I feel like she is the most likely, I can be the most like her than any of the other characters. I do try, but I think I'm most like Hera.
I'm gonna do a little friend moment with you right now.
Okay.
Sorry guys.
Sure.
When I watched Rebels, I saw you and Hera.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm
because
sort of like the nurturing.
You're nurturing, but you're also like tough love nurturing.
I'm Italian, so it's like I'm loyal to the end, but you mess with my friends, we have a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean a massive problem.
Yeah, and you have just the right amount of spice, the way that Hera does as well.
But I'm really just a nerd.
And you're just a sweetheart and a nerd, but do not mess with the people that you care about. No, I saw a lot of Hera in Hera when I was watching Rebels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was like, I hope she says Hera because I always saw you as Hera. Aww. Or Hera as you. Al wants to know, Vanessa, who is the actor or actress that inspired you the most?
Probably my mom. Mm-hmm. I would say my mom. She really came from humble beginnings in Boulder, Colorado, and she got a full scholarship to Yale Drama School. Wow. And she was sort of the star of the family, and she went out east, and she didn't even graduate from school. She ended up going to, she did Barefoot in the Park on Broadway. Wow. And then she went to Piccadilly and performed that in London. And my parents have been together since high school. And my dad was in the Air Force in Germany, so they ended up getting married over there and coming back. And she has just been so disciplined in her pursuit of her acting career, which I used to in grade school when she was completely unavailable because she was working all the time. I used to loathe the industry and be so upset that she was completely not there. But now I understand she was completely committed to her craft, and I can respect it now as an adult. So She's grown on me. Anyway, yeah, so
That's
now
awesome.
she's like my best friend, and we support each other and help each other and think through things. And she's sort of like a mom and a sister and a best friend. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We have one more short video break for you guys, and when we come back, we will be talking about Groot
Yay!
and the Guardians. You're
Awesome.
with Vanessa Marshall here on Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back with Vanessa Marshall here, and also with Groot.
Awesome.
It's Groot. Yeah,
Look.
I wish that we were live when they put Groot down in front of you, and you were like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to act normal?
I
Right?
know.
Look at this guy. Like, what?
So tell us a little bit about.
That's a must-have.
Yeah, right.
What? Goodness.
So he's also 15% off right now during
What?
Spooktacular with a promo code Groot15.
Oh, we have to get it now.
You need it now.
now.
So, tell us a little bit about the
Really hard to focus. I'm so sorry. I'm like, Groot,
cartoon and what it's like to work in the Marvel galaxy.
Oh, I gotta tell you, that was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
What a great cast. Will Friedle is hilarious. We all got along much like the characters in the song. I mean, we were just like a motley crew of idiots.
Yes.
We just made fun of each other, and they were like the brothers I'd never had. And
That's amazing.
like I said, I would be in the galley on the Star Trek ship. Like, I was always catering and bringing food. My purse has enough food to feed a small nation, because what if there's an earthquake? I mean, really.
Right. Which could
So
happen.
I was bringing food in from Katz's Deli in New York, and ordering in stuff, and we were breakdancing. Kevin Michael Richardson, who played Groot, he was an absolute genius. He could beatbox, and then I would start locking and popping, and yeah, I can fully do. I'm sure no one remembers the rerun and Dwayne thing, where
Oh my
Rerun
God.
would do his whole thing and then end up on the floor, and I would do that, and then the director would be like, "You guys," and then we would scurry and get to our microphones, and I don't know how, because we messed around so much, but we would finish 2 hours early every time.
Because you guys are pros.
I guess
That's
so.
why
but
you hire pros.
we ate a ton of food. We made each other laugh the whole time, and we had a ball. And I mean, hopefully that translated. The next season, not the next season, but the third season continues in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
They did sort of a mid-season break, so you can finish that out. It's going to be some of the most cool animation. Because we go into the Black Vortex, and in the Black Vortex, each character has sort of their worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed Gamora's at New York Comic Con this year, and hers is like a Disney world with all these birds who sing, and Gamora's like, "Oh, get me out of here!" But each style of animation is completely different.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
that's amazing.
one is sort of like Crumb or Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket. That's sort of like really deranged, melty kind of Dali-esque art. And, one is more sort of anime style, and so it's some of the most beautiful animation I think I've ever seen. I can't wait to finish out the season. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have so many more questions.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But Vanessa, which character that you've already played would you love the opportunity to play again?
Well, here's an interesting story. I played Vertigo in X-Men, the cartoon. Steve Bloom was Wolverine.
Yeah.
And
Wolverine and the X-Men.
Wolverine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's one line at the end of the first episode that Jean Grey says, and I got to say it, And I thought I had just been cast as Jean Grey. And they ended up, because I had already done Vertigo, they ended up going with Jennifer Hale, whom I adore, and I'm grateful she's a wonderful Jean Grey.
Yeah.
But I've always thought if I could play one character I've never played, and I did for one line, but Jean Grey. I would love to.
You should close out your redheads.
I'm just saying, right? Exactly.
You would be an awesome Jean.
Man, I would.
Oh my gosh. I just had a thought.
Huh?
They should animate X-Men Red and have you be Jean Grey.
Hey.
X-Men Red is like my favorite comic book right now, and it's a team that Jean leads.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to make this happen. Let's start the motion.
Perfect.
Totally. Vanessa's precast as Jean Grey. It's happening.
Awesome. Oh.
Yeah.
Dreams come true every day.
There you go. Oh my gosh. But
That's awesome.
You should borrow my X-Men Red because I think you really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jean's leading a team and it's fantastic. It has my girl X-23 on it too. So
love.
yeah.
Oh,
it'd be awesome.
I can't wait.
If Hera and Rocket were in a race, like a pilot race, Rocket Raccoon, I assume, who would take the best pilot in the universe award?
Probably Hera.
I think Hera also.
I mean, if it were a munitions issue, probably Rocket could crush that.
Right. But for me, Rocket gets cocky and he'd mess up. And Hera just kind of flows into it.
She's a little more wise with her choices. She thinks the long game a little bit more.
She does.
Yeah. But again, if there was an ammunition issue, I think Rocket's pretty much going to handle that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Han says, if Vanessa could have shawarma with any Marvel character, who would it be? Isn't that a good one?
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Shawarma with, oh gosh, let me think. Like, who would I want? Shawarma maybe with Wolverine.
Oh my god.
Right? Because that would be interesting.
I would want to go to Brazilian barbecue with Wolverine.
Oh.
Because then you could just be like,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, any Marvel character, if shawarma's involved, I'll sit with anybody.
Yeah. I don't know why I instantly went to Hulk, and Hulk's like not one of my go-to characters.
That would be funny.
But like shawarma with Hulk would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like trying to watch him eat the pita.
Yeah.
Hulk, not Bruce Banner. I'm like,
Hulk for sure.
Hulk, just to be clear.
God, that's a great question. That's hilarious. And that was from Han?
That was from Han.
Thanks, Han.
Oh my god. And Rick wants to know if you ever attend cons. I mean,
yeah.
She attends a lot of cons.
Yeah.
That's like pretty much the times that I'm allowed to, like, that I can get a hold of you. We actually get to hang out at cons because even though we like live right here, we never hang out except at cons.
I was just at LA Comic-Con on Sunday. I did a panel, and then I think I'm going to WinterCon in New York.
Oh wow!
The weekend of December 1st, and then the Emerald City
Comic-Con
in
is
March. So far, I was supposed to go to London this past weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that, but anyway, I'm up for cons all the time. So if you check my Twitter feed, you can find out.
Absolutely, she always
at Van Marshall.
Van Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on Instagram, you're Van Marshall 1138.
Vanessa Marshall.
Vanessa Marshall.
I know. I shouldn't. Van Marshall was taken. So what are you gonna do?
All right. Well, we've had an awesome time chatting with you today.
Absolutely.
It's been so much fun. Guys, head on over to side.show/GrootPF. Grab yourself a Groot for 15% off and free US shipping. Oh my gosh, you were so awesome. You should come hang out more.
I know. Thank you so much,
you guys.
Great questions.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for all of your awesome questions. We will see you back tomorrow on Halloween. Happy Spooktacular. Woo! And don't forget to let your geek side show. Bye. Yay.